Are these the strikers, Kurt? Actually, if you could bring the general in, I wanted to ask him a couple of questions about this. One of the things I was wondering about, I don't want to misspeak, but as we see these tanks coming through, when we look at the future of the Army, what role do they play in the future? I guess that was something I wanted to ask the general, if he has any insight into where that would be, because these are, highly effective vehicles for different warfare, but we're seeing warfare change.
Yeah, Matt, good point. What you were looking at was a Bradley, not a Striker. Striker's got the wheels. You'll get that one down. Now you got the tracks down. We're going to work the wheels next. But no, you're right. But you don't know what the next fight's going to carry, right? I mean, some would say it's already started. It started in the cyber realm. But you're going to have the capability, and what we know is it takes a soldier with a guide on in his hand, planting a standard in the ground, ultimately at the end of the day. And so I think we've got to be prepared for that, and we have strategists that work really hard to determine what do we need as far as a kind of combination of land, sea, air, space, and cyber. And so that's why you're seeing this. Do we need all tanks? Obviously not. And you're seeing that as it unfolds here. But again, this is a history of warfare. It's also a history of technology and development over time, and that's going to continue to occur. You're seeing that now with the squad infantry vehicle here. You're starting to see more of the modern weapon systems itself to include our new rifle system. So we've gone from a smoothbore musket now to a highly proficient squad weapon and individual weapon. So good point, very well noted. But again, these are implements of war that you've got to have to be a standing army to counter opponents.
Thinking about this initially, they believe, based on the way technology has been going, that drones are becoming a lot more prevalent. There's a deeper conversation about that people looking at this at home would say, well, aren't these tanks, aren't these Strikers now obsolete given what we're able to do in terms of our drone technology?
Yeah, it would be a fair observation. General George and the Army staff and the Secretary of Defense obviously are focused on drone, counter-drone. You've heard them talk about that. We've learned lessons and watched what's happened in Ukraine and other areas of the world. And so we've taken that very, very seriously. Again, that's the latest break-in. So it's he who can, or she who can respond the fastest, develop the fastest to make the difference on the battlefield, to seize, gain, and maintain and hold the initiative. That's what it's all about. But again, everybody gets a vote, to include weather, just like we'll see here a little bit later.